All right, it's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with probably one of my favorite people in the interview, Shakur Stevenson, 2 division, former unified, entering 3rd division, having this big fight back in Jersey, April 8th against Yoshino, which is possibly the best Japanese fighter out there, and that's who you're going against.
Yeah, I think, I feel like a lot of people sleep on that dude. Honestly, then he just beat Nakatani.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was fighting Nakatani, they would act like that would be like a real test for me or something like that. So he beat Nakatani quicker than Lomachenko.
And he beat the other Japanese dude that I think
Ito.
Yeah.
Yep, he beat Ito too. Yep. So he's solid. He's solid.
You know, coming into this division, pretty much the whole story is that, nobody wants to fight Shakur. And respectfully so, because, you pose a high risk. But, when you went in this division, did you feel like that, a lot of people, respectfully, was ducking you, or is that just not the case? Just maybe just smart business?
Nah, that's facts. It's facts. It's facts. I feel like I try to fight Isaac Cruz, Esau Cruz. I try to fight Zepeda. I try to fight Cambosis. Literally, I went down the rankings with all them top dudes at the weight class.
Correct.
They all turned me down. They didn't want to fight me. And, I understand it. I mean, who want to sign up for a fight when you know you're going to lose?
Yeah, I mean, when I walked in the gym, I thought the scariest thing was you shadowboxing to Tupac, but your sparring just showed why Frank called you the Demon. So now I understand why you got the nickname the Demon. So this training camp, being at 135, you feel good? You feel, really refreshed at this weight?
Oh yeah, this is my weight class. I'm definitely gonna be here for a long time. I'm feeling sharp. I mean, I don't want to say too much on camera. I want the world to see in person, but just know that I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm hungry. I'm way hungrier than I ever been. I feel like younger Shakur all over again. I'm not I'm at the point where it's like the Shakur that went to the Olympics. That person, he was hungry. He wanted to win a gold medal so bad, and even though I didn't win, just the hunger that I had was definitely. I'm feeling that same way right now. I'm feeling super hungry, and I think this version of me is gonna be tough for anybody. I think nobody could handle this version of me.
And from just what I'm seeing today, and just the mentality, I've always known you've always been locked in. You've always never took anything for a joke. I mean, in between stuff, you're always shadowboxing, sparring. There's nothing that you don't do in your downtime that doesn't actually reflect something that benefits you. So I guess I just want to just reflect on one of the tweets you posted the other day. And you were saying everything's a business, and I used to take this, so personal because it's who I am.
Yeah.
But how I came up, but I get how the game goes now. What was that tweet? Just curious.
I mean, I was just thinking about it, and I was thinking about a lot of stuff, how I think the world is kind of backwards. I feel like the tweet right before that I said the world thrives off of negativity. And I think anything happen negative, I got a million people on my phone, but anything that happened positive, you don't have a million people on your phone. It's a couple of people, the people that really care about you is going to be the people on your phone, congrats about your baby, or anything positive. But something negative happened, you got 1,000 people, man, get yourself together, and this, that, and the third. 9 times out of 10, it could be situations that have nothing to do with you. But even with that tweet, with the business part, I just know I used to take a lot of things personally. I see people that I was friends with, they'll call me out. And it'd be like, yo, we friends. Why would you call me out if we real close friends? It'll throw me off and I'll take it personal, but now I'm at the level where I can understand that's a business.
And it's a business. And you're talking about fighters.
Yeah, fighters. I'm just speaking on, just giving a prime example of what I mean by it's a business, and I can't be the person to take anything personal. You gotta understand. At the end of the day, like I said with my friend, if he'll call me out or something like that, he just trying to put himself on. At the end of the day, he trying to put himself in the spotlight, and I'm just giving a prime example of what I mean in that aspect. Everything is business. This whole entire everything is business. So I think now that I understand that, I'm becoming a lot smarter as a person and becoming a lot more mature. Now I'm not the same young, ignorant person I used to be.
I mean, you just had a lot, you know, in your youth. Like you have a lot of attention, a lot of money, a lot, you know, all this type of things. And I see it personally just covering your fights and talking to you, how much you have matured, and just that competitive side is always going to be there. But I think just maybe because you, I don't know if it's like maybe having a family, moving in different environments, just focus on what's really important on top of, you know, your boxing career. Is that kind of where?
Yeah, I think now that, you know, my daughter here, I think now that I have like a bigger family, because I always had a big family, but now my family even bigger, and I think now I just look at things so much more different. Like I'm not the same that I used to be. I'm not the same young kid. My focus is at an all-time high right now. Like all I think about is boxing. All I eat, sleep, shit boxing. Literally, I'm on the iPad watching fights all day. I'm sitting there talking with somebody else about boxing. We coming up with our opinions. When the fight is on, I'm making sure I turn it on as soon as possible. So I think like boxing has become my lifeline again. Like, when I was a kid, boxing was my life. And I feel the same way now. Like I'm.
So there was a point in between that was kind of a little different, but now it's.
There's a point in between where it's like you lose the love.
Really. For
the sport of boxing, when you, it's a lot of things that can take you from that love. Like a lot of things that can take you away from it. You got a whole bunch of things surrounding, but now to me, I look at it like everything tunnel vision. Like tunnel vision is a real statement. Like it's a tunnel now, and all you see is what's in that tunnel. You can't focus on anything that's outside of the tunnel, because anything outside of the tunnel can take you away from getting to the finish line.
You know, and just seeing that you've always been someone who's always gave a lot of props, and I always respect you because you've always told the truth, and you give honest, fair, you know, criticism, and you also give honest, fair respect. Yeah. And I believe that just the fact that you're entering the division, and regardless of who has belts and things like that, and you obviously have your opponent on the 8th, but you know, there's always these like narratives of like, you know, so-and-so's ducking or so-and-so doesn't want to fight. You know, obviously, you know, the whole Haney and you, I feel like there's a mutual respect that you guys have for each other, and it's nothing personal, and I think that some of the fans might, you know, like try to fight the battles for you or other fighters that don't really necessarily understand what it's like to be a fighter. So I guess I just wanted to ask you just your respect level to these type of comments. I'm sure
I'm different from like a lot of them fighters. I give credit where it's due. Like I can't go in no interview and say this dude is trash or he's not that good, and I truly honestly believe that they're good fighters. So I'm not one of them type dudes. But like speaking of Dev's situation, being real with you, I don't have nothing like bad to say about Dev. I think Dev is the undisputed champ. He's been doing what he's doing. It is a mutual respect, as far as I know.
I heard the same from him. There's always a mutual respect.
Yeah. Only thing now, I just be seeing like his father just be talking outside of his character. I know like Bill for a long time, and with Bill is usually a lot of respect from him for me. Like I done heard him say a lot of stuff about me in a super respectful manner, and now it's like maybe that's why I say it's a business now. So now you gotta pay attention. Maybe he's trying to sell the fight, or like trying to you know, get the fans in tune for the fight, because maybe they are planning on fighting me real soon. So maybe that's what's going on there. And then I can't take nothing away from it, so I respect that too. But honestly, I told you I look at things different now. But I see it. Like I see what's going on. I
see this mutual respect that you're like, all right, business, but I got respect for you. I knew you got respect for me, and it's really just, you know, two competitors. And at the end of the day, it's just
it's business too. But I'll just make sure Bill don't trip up on his words, because he know that I'm a bad motherfucker. So at the end of the day, you know that. And let's just, you know, keep it that. Don't try to, you know, switch your words around or act like it's, you know, something else that it's not. But like I said, when it comes to that, like, I got nothing but respect, and I think me and him gonna have a major, big skillful, great fight one day. So when it happens, it happens.
And just my final couple questions. You know, I know you've always put on the youth.
Man, you got time. I'm good.
I appreciate it. You know, you got me hip to Keyshawn before anybody else. And, you know, I'm not someone that's always in the amateur scene, but you've always praised Keyshawn. And from that point, he's progressing as a professional. And I noticed you started shouting out, you know, another young kid, Cormel Morton. And, you know, it seems like you had to bring him back in this particular camp. And you always had a good eye for good talent, you know, from Bam Rodriguez and things like. You've always had a great eye. So why Cormel, and why did you kind of like bring him back in camp?
I know he was out here sparring with Keyshawn, and he's a great young fighter, and I got nothing but good things to say about him. Hopefully he continues to stay focused as he is. One day he'll become a world champion. But my little cousin on his ass, man. Yeah. Next week, my little cousin Zaquin Moses.
Oh, okay.
They gonna fight in the tournament together, so I can't wait to watch them.
You know, the national.
Bang it out.
You know what that's like. You know, and that what makes them so special. Just, you know, because the fact that you always prop the next future. You know, so.
Man, I'm telling you now, my little cousin is gonna be a future world champion. What makes him so special, honestly, that motherfucker get in the ring and spar rounds with me, and I be stepping it up on him and his ass.
How old is he?
17.
17?
He turn 18 next month.
Oh, wow.
But his ass could get in there with me and handle, you know, the heat that I'm bringing at him, man. That just let me know everything that I need to know about him, because if he getting there with me and handle that type of heat, I think he getting there with anybody and do the same thing. So I can't wait to watch them two young boys thug it out and duke it out in the ring.
You know, I don't think, I'm sure you know the influence you have in sport of boxing, but and I know this is not like the boxing, but you know, there's this guy named Salt Poppy, and I know this is like strays into the YouTube influencing world, but he really enjoys you, and like he says you're his favorite fighter. And you know, and I know that's in the YouTube influencing world, but have you got a chance to see a little bit of this guy, Salt Poppy?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who that is, but I heard the name before.
He's like, but like literally they're like, this guy's probably better than KSI, Jake Paul, and then he says you're his favorite fighter. So he takes from you to essentially be like the top dog over there. Like,
I'm gonna check him out after this, definitely. I heard the name before though, like for sure, 100%. But like I don't know who that is, but I definitely go watch him at the.
But how does that make you feel? That like, you know, obviously you take boxing serious to the point where people who don't box on a regular basis want to get in, and then they're just like that. They can recognize their skill set and be like, that's what I need to watch so I can work like a Jake Paul or a KSI. Like,
I think that anybody that's smart, like anybody with a smarter brain that understands what they're watching, can understand how good I am as a boxer. So that dude got a real brain on him if he thinks that I'm his favorite. Shout out to him. Go check him out now. And, I'm not against YouTube boxing. Like, I used to be, but as I watch Jake Paul and they sell tickets, and like I said, I told you my mindset is a lot.
Yeah, I noticed. This is probably the most unique interview I've ever had of you. It's dope.
Yeah, so my mindset's so different now, where I understand it's a business. Jake Paul is selling all them damn tickets. He's great at that. Like he's a great at marketing. Like marketing is something that he's great at. And I would definitely try to learn some of his tricks, but I would always want to stay within myself. Like I'm not going to lose myself with, you know, trying to sell the business. I'm still going to stay as solid as I've been through the years.